In this video, we're going over tips and tricks and hidden features on the Samsung Galaxy A52. Welcome back to another video. I'm your tech guide, Wayne. If you found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button down below. Consider subscribing and tapping the bell to turn on post notifications so you can be alerted every time we post new videos. Today we're going to go over some really cool tips and tricks and hidden features on the Samsung Galaxy A52. Let's go ahead and start with one of my favorite hidden features, which is how to run two apps at one time. So we're going to essentially have an app at the top and an app at the bottom on the same screen running at the same time. And here's how you do that. First, you'll need to choose what two apps you want to run. In this case, I want to have YouTube as one of the apps. And for the other app, I want it to be Google Chrome, so I can search the web while I'm watching a YouTube video. So the first thing you'll need to do is open up the first app, the one you want to be at the top, hit the home button, and then we're gonna go to the second app, which is gonna be Google Chrome right here, and then I'm gonna go home. Next, you're gonna hit the menu button, or excuse me, the recent apps button in the bottom left corner right here, and I'm gonna swipe over to YouTube because I want that to be at the top. I'm gonna tap on this little icon here, and then tap open in split view. That's going to put YouTube at the top of the screen and then allow me to select a second app to be at the bottom. So in this case, I'm going to select Google Chrome. And now I can select this video to play. Let's turn the volume down. And I can tap the video and tap this little square in the corner to make sure it's full screen. And I can watch this video while I am browsing the web at the bottom here. So I can go to any website here I want and just start searching, and I can watch my video. The cool thing too is you can take your phone and you can rotate it sideways like this, which is also the landscape position, and I can watch the video here while I'm swiping through the AOL website right here. So this is a really cool way to just maximize on your screen and have two things going at the same time. Now when you're finished, you can tap on the three dots in the middle here. You'll see there's three dots right here. Just put your finger there and drag the screen to the right, and that will take you out of the split screen and back into full view. So that's essentially how you do split screen. Now, a couple important things to note are not all apps will work with split view. There's only maybe a little over half of the apps will work. But you will run into some where when you hit the recent apps button and you try to tap on the top icon, it won't say open in split screen view. And if you don't see that, it means that that app is not compatible. So that's just one important thing to note. Now, I want to move on to our next tip here. And if you notice, our video is still playing at the bottom here, now in a pop-up screen. And this is called pop-out or pop-up view, which is allowing you to play a video, or it'll work with other apps as well, but you can have it pop out on the screen and you can move it to different sections of the screen while you continue to use the phone. So I want to just show you how we got here. So for YouTube, it works a little special. For YouTube, as long as the video is playing, so I'm going to play it. And then I'm going to hit the home button here. As long as the video is playing and I hit the home button, it'll go right to this little pop-out screen. However, if the video is not playing and I hit the home button, it's not going to go in the pop-out view. So that's one important thing to note. YouTube kind of works special in this case. But let's say you wanted to do this with Google Chrome, for example. I can open up Chrome first, then hit the recent apps button at the bottom right here. Go over to Chrome, tap on the icon, and then tap open in pop-up view. And now it'll put the Chrome app on the screen, and I can move it by touching this little blue bar at the top of the screen. Just put your finger on it and drag it, and I can move it up or down. But this will always stay on the screen. I can still do other things while that's on the screen. You can also touch the edges of the box here, and you can drag it to make it bigger or smaller. So this is just another way to do multitasking aside from the split view. In this view, I could have three different apps on the screen at one time. It just depends on what you're looking at and can you see what you need to see in that little small view. So that is called pop out view. And again, most apps will work with it, but not all apps. Just important thing to know. When you're finished, you can tap on the little blue bar here and hit the X, and that will remove the app from being popped out on the screen. So those are cool, two cool hidden features we're starting the video with. The next one is a simple one, and it's gonna be how to keep your screen on longer. And to do this, we're gonna swipe down from the top of the screen and tap on the settings wheel in the upper right corner. From here, we're gonna go to display, swipe up, and go to screen timeout. Now out of your box, your phone is gonna be set to either 15 seconds or 30 seconds, which means that if you don't touch the screen within 15 seconds, it's gonna begin to go dim and then it's gonna put the phone to sleep. I usually encourage putting the phone on 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes, so you don't have to touch the phone so much to keep the screen on. Especially works well when you're reading. With videos the screen will stay on as long as the video is playing, but for a site that doesn't have a video, after 2 minutes of it not being touched, it will go off. So important thing to note there. Now our next tip, we're gonna go over some tweaks for what is called the always on display. The always on display is a clock that will show up on your phone when it is asleep. Let me show you some cool things on how this works, some changes you should make, and how to customize it as well. So we're gonna stay in the settings menu because all the changes need to happen here. We're gonna go back to, actually we're gonna go down to lock screen, and then we're gonna go to always on display. And I tapped the wrong thing. Always on display. So let me show you first how this works out of the box. Out of the box, if your screen is off, you're not gonna see the clock unless you tap the screen. And I think it's one tap. There you go. One tap will show the always on display. I don't particularly care for that because I wanna see the clock all the time. I don't wanna have to tap the screen to turn it on. See? Gotta tap it to get it to come on. Now, there's a small tweak that we can make that will make it so every time the phone goes to sleep, it'll automatically come on. You're gonna tap here where it says always on display and change it from tap to show always. You can also schedule it. Now the time you would use the schedule is, you might say, I want this to always show unless it's after 10 p.m. and then I don't want my clock to be lit up when I'm asleep. You might do that. That's one option. So watch this, but I'm just gonna show you, this is the main option that I recommend, which is the show always. Once I put the phone to sleep, the clock is gonna automatically show up like that. And if your phone is on the table, you'll always be able to glance over it and see what time it is. That's why I like it so much. So this is the always on display. Now I'm gonna show you how do we customize it to make it look different or cool, or just spice it up. So we're gonna tap clock style, and here's where you have a menu of lots of different clock types and colors, and you can really customize it to how you like. And I'll just show you, I normally like to do mine like this, the stack view, and then I'll find a color scheme that I like. You can also switch to the gallery view here, and you can make your always on display a GIF image. So you could make it this bike, for example, and have your clock at the top. And there's a huge list of just options. It shows you a couple, but you can even download more in the Samsung theme store, which we'll talk about a little bit later. So I'm going to hit done. Put the phone to sleep. And now this is our new always on display. So it'll have that cool design showing with the time and the date. So that is the always on display, and kind of some recommendations I have for you to customize it and make it work better for you, and give you a fun new look to your phone. For our next tip, we're going to go over a unique feature that you really only find on the higher end Samsung phones such as this and the even S series phones, which is called the App Edge. On the right side of the phone, you'll see this little faint clear line. And when you swipe over on that line, it brings up what is called your app edge. Now, this is really cool because you can set certain apps as a shortcut so you can get to them easier. So for example, for those of you that use Snapchat a lot or TikTok, you can make it so, you know, you unlock your phone and you just swipe over and you can have that app right here to get to it faster. In this case, we have YouTube, so I can just tap on YouTube and then boom, it's gonna take me right there. Now, one cool thing as well is that at the top here, the first two, it'll show your recent apps. So if there's apps that you've used in the last, you know, the last two apps you've opened will always show up here. And then if you want to add your own apps to this menu, you tap on the pencil at the bottom. And here, I can say, hey, you know what? I don't want this here. I'm gonna hit the little red dash here, get rid of that. I don't really care about Chrome. I want my messages, I want YouTube. So now you might say, I really want my Gmail to be there. Hold down on Gmail, drag it over, there it is. Next, you might say, oh, you know, I'd really love to have my Google Maps because I drive a lot and I just want to be able to get to my maps easy. Drag that over. You might say the Play Store because I'm always looking up new apps and I want to get to that easy. As you keep adding, it'll make space for more. And then you might say, oh, and my Spotify because I love listening to music. I want to get to that easy. So there we have it. There's our 6 new shortcuts. And if you tap on the menu at the top here, the 3 dots, you can get rid of the first 2 here and give yourself more space. So the first 2 again are going to be whatever the last apps that you went to. It'll always have the recent apps here. You can turn this off and then you'll have more space to just add the specific apps that you want. It's up to you. If not, you can just turn it back on just like that. Okay. So this is called your app edge. Just like that. Quick shortcut to your favorite apps. Now, there is another cool feature I want to show you, and I'm sure a lot of you are going to want to use this after I show you this. So this is the app edge. There's also something called the people edge, where you can have specific contacts show up in this list to make it easier for you to call or text them, which is very, very convenient. No more fumbling through, go to the phone, try to remember their number, or try to type in their name. It'll just show up right in this section. I'm gonna show you how to do that right now. We're gonna tap on the settings wheel right here. This will take us to our panels, and you can see there are a lot of other edge panels you can use aside from just the app edge, but by default, the app edge is always set to be there. So what we're gonna do is tap on people, and now we'll have 2 edges, app edge and people edge. And now I'm gonna hit the home button. I'm gonna swipe over. I'm gonna see my apps, but now I can swipe over again, and now I have what is called the people edge. You're gonna need to tap allow the first time and allow it to access your contacts. And here you can see these are some of the people that I call the most, and they're gonna show up in my app edge here. And all I have to do is just tap on the icon, and when you tap it, I can call the person or I can initiate a text message just by tapping one of those 2 buttons there. So that is called the people edge, and it's super convenient because now you have your most important apps right there and your most important contacts one swipe over to make it easy for you to make those calls and send those texts. So that is our next tip. We're gonna move on to our next one, which is how to hide apps. Let's say you have an app that you don't want people to have access to if they had your phone. I'm gonna show you how to hide that right now. We're gonna hold down the home screen. We're gonna tap on settings. We're gonna go to hide apps. And here, it's really simple. We're gonna just check the box next to apps that you want to be hidden. So in this case, let's hide our, what's a good app to hide? I don't have any really fun apps to hide. But we can hide our Duo, and we can hide our LinkedIn. Hit done. Now, when you go home and you swipe up, you'll notice those apps are not going to be in your settings. Nowhere to be found. Okay? They are hidden. And when you want to unhide them, it's really easy. Same process. Hold down the home screen, go to settings, tap on hide apps, and then you're going to see a little red dash next to each one. Just tap the dash to remove them from the list. Hit done. Come home. And there's our Duo. There's our LinkedIn. So that's a really easy way to hide apps that you don't want people to have access to. It is a tedious process, but either way, it'll solve the objective you have, which is just trying to make sure those apps are not accessible to other people. Okay, moving on to our next tip. We're gonna show you this really cool feature that helps you launch your camera from any screen on the phone. So let's say my phone is off, and all of a sudden I see a bald eagle fly over me, and I'm like, oh my God, I gotta get a video of that. Well, all you need to do is tap your power button 2 times. It'll automatically wake up your phone, bypass the lock screen, and take you right to the camera so you can take that picture. This is called the quick launch camera feature. Now I can also use this if I'm in another app. Let's say I'm on a phone call, talking to someone, same thing, I want to get to my camera quickly, hit the power button 2 times, it'll automatically take me to the camera. And that's called the quick launch camera feature. Now, I love this feature, I use it a lot, but some of you might say, oh, that's cool, Wayne, but I don't really use my camera very often. I wish I could make that button do something else. And guess what? You can. Let me show you. So, swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, tap on the power button right here, the second button. And at the bottom, you're gonna tap side key settings. Now right now it's optimized for double tap or double press to launch the camera, but we can change that to open an app. So hit open app. And now I can go through my list here and say, you know what? I would much rather that double tap take me to my calendar. No problem. Tap on that, go home, and now you're holding your phone, you need to check an important appointment, double tap the power button, and it will automatically launch your camera for you. So that is how you do what's called remap. You're remapping the button to do something else. And you can set that app to launch just about anything. So really convenient. Again, if you're not a camera person, get that feature working for you, in a way that would benefit you more. So that's why I love to show that one. For our next tip, we're gonna show you how to customize your phone and really take your phone to the next level using what's called the Samsung Theme Store. Now, if you hold down the home screen and you go to Themes, this is where you'll find a whole store of things you can use to customize your phone. So everything from themes, wallpapers, icons, just want to change what your little app icons look like. Always on display clocks, you can have all these more advanced styles. You got a whole selection in here to really customize your phone. I want to show you this cool tip. Now, for wallpapers, for example, there are quite a few free and quite a few paid. So if you want to get right to the free wallpapers first to see if there's any free ones you like before you pay for one, just simply go from featured to top, go to all, and change it to free. Now this will filter out all the paid wallpapers and let you go through and see which ones you actually like. I definitely like that one. I would totally download that one. So if you find one you like, hit download, and then it will download it to your phone, and then you can change your settings. You will need to set up a Samsung account to download anything from the store, and that is a free account that just gives you access to more of Samsung's services. So we have not signed in on this phone, but It's as easy as just an email address and a password. That's it. So that's a wallpaper there. And I want to show you really quickly the themes, because this is what I'm usually most excited about. So with a theme, it doesn't just change the wallpaper, it changes a whole lot of other things as well. Let's say I select this theme right here. I encourage you to look through the screenshots, because they always have great screenshots so you can see exactly what your phone is going to look like. So different wallpaper, different app icons. This is going to be the lock screen. This is what the dialer looks like, your text message chain, and your notification panel. So everything is gonna have a different color and theme. And so go through and find one that resonates well with you. That is the theme store, and that is how you take your phone customization to the next level. Now, moving on to our next feature. This is one of my favorite things, and most people they don't know they can do this on their phone. So I'm gonna wow you today with a cool feature. There's two features they're gonna have to do with the camera. The first one is taking a sheet of paper and turning it into a PDF. We oftentimes have things that we need to scan in, and so this is gonna make it a lot easier for you to do that. So I'm gonna go to the camera, and basically you need to try to get over the piece of paper. You need to, this might be hard to do on camera here. You can kind of see it. This is what the view is going to look like. So I have the sheet of paper set up, and forgive me for this not being as clean as it could be, but the piece of paper is in view. When the phone notices that it's a piece of paper, it's going to bring up this yellow box, and you just tap on where it says tap to scan. It'll then take that sheet of paper and it will make a perfect page out of it, so you can flatten it and try to make it look like it was scanned. In this case, like, you really want the piece of paper to be flat and do it from the top, but for the sake of the video and the camera angle, this was the best I could do, so forgive me. But normally you can adjust the edges as well if you need to make it more close to the dimensions. When you're done, you just hit save, and it's going to crop it into a perfect sheet of paper, just like that. So this is one of the features. This is what I call just converting a piece of paper into a PDF, or scanning it into your phone in a very clean way. Now here's the other thing, and this is what I really love here. I'm gonna go, I don't have the Instagram app on the phone now, but have you ever been on an Instagram page and you wish you could like take the text off the page? Maybe someone has put something really cool in their description or whatever. Well, basically with this next feature, you can take any amount of text. Let me just do yahoo.com just for the sake of this. I should have signed into my Instagram, but no biggie. Let's say this page here, let's swipe up and just find something random. Okay, so first what we're gonna do is our goal is to extract all the text, copy the text off this page. So you're gonna hold the volume down and power button. 1 second, that's gonna take a screenshot. Now, we're gonna go to our gallery right here. We're gonna find that screenshot that we just took right here. Now in the upper right corner, you'll see these two options. The option to the right is a little eye. Tap on the eye. Now one important thing to note is that you will need to, like, when the first time you try to do this, it's gonna ask you to update your Bixby vision. So do all those updates first, and then it'll take you to this view here. The second thing is at the bottom, there's a few different options here. So it'll scan the picture and look for different things. So at the bottom, you should see a little T. If you don't, just put your finger right next to the T and just swipe over, and you'll see there's different options you can select, but make sure you are on the T. When you're on the T, it's gonna extract all the text off the page, and I can simply then hold down on the text and I can copy all this text here. See that? There we go. So I've selected all of it or highlighted it. Now I can hit copy. You can even translate it if you want into a different language. There's a few things you can do, but I'm just gonna hit copy. And then I'm gonna come down to this Google box here and I'm gonna hold down and then I'm gonna paste it. So there's that. Or I can go to like my Samsung Notes and I can paste it into a note app. But essentially the main point is being able to extract text from any web page, any site, and pasting it into the location of your choice. So in this case, I'm going to paste it into this note here, hold down, paste, and that's all the text that I just copied off of that website. So really cool feature. It starts with a screenshot and then just simply going to the photo in gallery, tapping that little eye in the upper right corner, and then just highlighting the text you want and copying it. So there it is. And for our last tip, swipe down from the top of the screen, swipe down again, swipe to your left, or actually stay on this screen. I want to just show you, you do have a built-in screen recorder right here. So if you ever wanted to record something that is happening on your phone, maybe you're showing someone how to download something, or you're watching a video clip and you want to record a little section of it, you can tap screen recorder, select the resolution if you want sound, no sound, and then it'll begin to record what's happening on your phone. So let's try it again. Screen record, hit while using this app, start recording. And let's say you wanted to show someone, you know, who was new to these phones how to download an app. And you went to the Play Store, and you said, hey, Uber, and you searched it. Boom. You'll notice at the top of the screen you have these 3 controls here. You can pause the video or stop it, but when you're finished, hit stop, and it will save the video, and then we'll just go to our gallery. And you'll see we have our video right here that we just took of showing how to download an app. Super easy. Well, this has been our video, tips and tricks and hidden features of the Samsung Galaxy A52. It was a long video. I hope it was helpful and you guys learned a lot of new and fun things you can do with your phone. Make sure you hit that like button down below if it was helpful. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Take care, and as always, have a good one.